has deteriorated by then. But I'm saying like with some technology, whether they can not
tweak
cut
it.
my head off thing. I mean,
No, but it's almost like it's almost
$100
like Dorian Gray, like the vampire kind of thing. It's
but
like
if it was not a Naruto, what was them things called? The avatars?
Yeah.
Like if you could put me in an avatar, I would really consider it.
Like if there were copies of you.
I would
like you had a closet of yous. And it's like, okay, this body is 85. We old. We coughing. I got lung cancer. So you're gonna take your chip and put it in your
chip. I know
chip.
people saying it because they believe in like the afterlife and all that. And it probably is one. Hold up. Hopefully it's one. Hopefully it's like this ain't all that it's gonna be. But just in
but
case
if it is, maybe that's why people's like live to the
forever.
fullest kind of thing, because you don't know what's
See, they
after.
have to take like some ayahuasca, some mushrooms, and go like to the other side. Because they say some like elves and
fairies.
They say like some elves and fairies, and you in a whole nother world.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there because it's just gonna bother me if I don't, and it's gonna be way too. It's gonna be another week, and I don't know if I'm gonna live after this taping of this show. Just to be honest, that ayahuasca is. Folks, listen. He died a little bit. Just. I don't even know what to say.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this how it was. I done did research on ayahuasca.
I made ayahuasca.
She did, but I did research on it.
Yeah.
And then crazy thing is,
I was already
on it too, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I need to do some ayahuasca, some DMT. I need to do something. I need to get to
so
the
it's
next
more so
level,
for spiritual. So this is not
spiritual.
about.
This ain't about getting high.
It's not about getting high. It was more so ayahuasca is a teaching plant. And it was more so
plant medicine, but all of it is plants.
True, but
I mean mushrooms are plants.
Yeah, but it's different.
I take that back.
It
but
does.
I'm saying like
different.
it's stuff that go back to the world was created for us, and it talks to us in all kinds of ways.
So this is not something for like the faint of hearts. Like it's not something you should go buy, do, and just think that life is going to be grand. Well, you're not going to buy it either. Like life is not going to be grand. It's there to teach you people who go on retreats in other countries like Peru or places like that, because
they say it's 10 years of therapy in one
retreat,
or
I never got
they
past.
Go do three. They usually do like
3 nights.
Like 3 nights.
Is it 3 nights or is it?
3 nights. 3 nights of taking it, I think.
Is it? Yeah.
Listen. I'm going around doing the research. I'm all amped up. Oh man, we need to get together and we need to do ayahuasca the ceremony and this, that, and other. I'm trying to gas everybody up to do it. Listen to me. I did drink a lot though. I drank a lot, and I didn't.
How much you drink? About this is a remote. You think you drink this much liquid?
So if it was a mug.
About this much?
Let me see your cup.
Of this much.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a lot, folks.
Yeah. It might not have been quite that much, but it was in that family. So
I don't know the mLs or cups. That's more than a cup.
Sis done. She a mad size, so she done got the little product.
Because if I want to experiment with something, I'm gonna make it myself. Because I don't trust anybody or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't just buy it no way. You can
herbs,
buy,
but then
you have to make it.
When you put it together, that's when it forms that.
Yes.
Listen, after I took it, I would advise anybody, like, leave that alone. Leave that alone. Like,
it was not. I wouldn't have made it to no Sarah. I would have wasted my money. I wouldn't have made it.
I don't know if I ate something beforehand that I shouldn't have.
I don't think.
But I will say this
though:
once
you will never be ready for that. That experience.
So.
You will never, because you can fast, you can pray, you can be in therapy. You can have a happy life. If you have some things that you need to work on in your past or present, and need to work through, first of all, you're not going to be seeking something like that unless you have some deep, dark things or deep things that you need to want to grow out of or learn. No.
No. And they got
and
shamans,
I don't know about 10 years of therapy
shamans,
because I didn't even make it past.
They got some shamans and stuff that they say can help navigate you through that.
Yeah.
But my goofy butt, I'm gonna do it by myself. She was on call, but I glue.
And you
expel
things.
Hour, like, man, this ain't even. She didn't make it right or something.
And that's another thing about how you make it too. Like whoever, and that's another thing about spiritual plant medicine stuff, and spiritual stuff. The way you make it, you have to be very intentional about it. So
you mean like kind of like meditating and praying over?
Yeah, like positive. You might take like a cleansing bath of like salts and like oils and stuff. Like you really have to be intentional because it's like your intent on why you're making it, because it's a plant medicine and it's going to soak up.
It's for sure spiritual, like.
And it's the way that somebody hearing me might be like, man, she sound crazy as hell.
Mm-hmm,
but you go buy it off the internet and take some, and you don't know how this person made it, what their intentions, because their intentions could be, man, I hope everybody take this and just vomit all week or something. Like, you never know. Or they schizophrenia pop out. You don't know. And so, and that's another thing that you have to be careful of, because if you have like biomarkers, for mental health disorders, that can kick you into something that you never had before. And then that's you. That's going to be you from then on.
And it ain't a thing if you can turn, like, it ain't
you can't turn it off.
Antidote to where you can turn it off. Like, once you start down that journey, or nightmare or whatever it is, because it's going to start off a nightmare.
And we both had different experiences. One, because he took more than what I took.
Yeah, it was. But I will say this, it had residuals. Like
more clarity.
Months and months, probably even to today. It had.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because
that's true. It is true, because it was more of a not even fear. It's a respect thing. It's a respect.
Yeah, because those people. If you go look at a lot of celebrities or entertainers, or
I mean, they've been doing it forever, but I don't know.
They really be going through some stuff and want some clarity on some things,
and they want to learn and they want to release things
in different places. Because them shamans and stuff is like not here. They're like Central America, different
and
places.
And there's shamans here, but in terms of like those ceremonies,
the ones that
their native lands, it's not illegal.
Yeah, they go and get it out the branches
backyard,
and the bark
and they make it thin.
The leaves. So they do a whole little ceremony, and people go over and pay them a lot of money to go over there.
People need to, like, the reason why you need to have like a navigator is because you may have a lot of deep-seated things that you don't know how to process.
Yeah, and you're going to go through
and you are. And it might be an experience. You might hear or see things that might jolt you back into that position. And you need somebody to help you through that, because you might be thrown into that body, that little person of you, whatever that thing was, or that adult thing.
Threw her into something. She was.
Listen, like.
Threw her into something. It threw me into something. But I realized when it started trying to navigate certain things in me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, once I got through and understood that okay, so now I can hear it talking to me, it made way more sense, but it was tough. But
and you don't know, like,
it'll take you to a realm.
See, I didn't do all that. Maybe because I didn't take enough, because
you was in the realm when you was
doing is that what you mean?
What you was doing, you was in a spiritual dog fight with it was you versus
is that you? That's what you meant, like in a realm. I thought you meant like in a different.
It's making you deal with your subconscious, because some of that stuff is inside of you that you don't even realize is there,
right,
until it's like boom,
just
that is there,
undealt with.
But
feelings about things.
When you fight through it, you have a sense of like gratitude and appreciation, understanding, like.
And you can start there and work on.
Some people microdose it, and then some people do them ceremonies again. Like me personally, it was tough.
Like, no,
it was real bad.
Like I'm up against the wall. Like,
it was bad. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
But it was a trip because it took me somewhere to where I will say this, like how we talk about simulation and all that. It did make it seem like that it's somewhere else outside of here. Like it's a different realm. It's a different realm that exists that I don't know if in the physical
That's like the veil almost is like lifted.
Yeah, like it's another realm. It's something else over there.
Yeah,
and it's people do certain things to get to that realm.
Yeah, because they're curious or they want to know. And I'm not saying that I don't. I would be lying.
Some people take 5 grams of mushrooms?
Yeah,
10 grams of mushrooms. Some people take LSD.
But if you're finding the answers to those things, like, okay, that's great. But then, like, I don't want to have to continue to take something like that.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
on that.
like I don't.
Nah, but that ayahuasca though, like it's really like a form of DMT. So some people can huff DMT. If you look up DMT and it'll take you.
Yeah.
It take you somewhere and you might know, but yeah.
But like that Ray guy.
Yeah, he a bad boy. Like he got.
So he's not from me. So he was
Nick
born.
Nick Bostrom for me. Nick Bostrom is the simulation guy.
And
he's
this guy,
on Joe Rogan. I mean, he's been like on a lot of different.
Now this guy's a futurist.
No, that
Jewish parents who immigrated from Austria just before World War II.
So he'll tell you some stuff. That's what I say. It ain't that Nostradamus stuff. He'll tell you some stuff like.
So he was a part of the Unitarian Church. They have a philosophy that there are many paths to the truth. His religious education consisted of studying one religion for 6 months before moving on to another. Talked about his parents.
He sounded like me.
At the age of 5. At the age of 5, he wanted to be an inventor, and he started inventing like little gadgets and stuff. He had a love for science fiction.
Yeah, I can see that. Just me.
At the age of 7, he built a robotic puppet theater and robotic game. He was involved with computers early on. So,
he a bad boy.
So whatever was in him internally to that love of computers and inventing, that scientist, like whatever that was, like.
He's them.
It was, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Steve Jobs and the Elon.
But what I'm saying is,
he's trying to catapult humanity into a whole nother realm of like them people are here to take us to like the space age, like the Jetsons and all that.
His uncle was an engineer.
They are. So I'm saying like
that taught him the basics of computer science.
Like if you look at Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and
he wrote his first computer program.
But I'm just talking about like people with technology.
I mean, he wrote his first computer program at the age of 15.
That's what I'm saying. If you sit and listen to him talk, and he not only, that's what I'm saying, when they say a futurist, he's not no prophet. Like he's understanding technology and the way you can go with it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is possible. Like this can be done because of this. And he breaking down what already have been done.
So the experiences impressed upon him was the belief that nearly any problem could be overcome. So if you have that thought process, that is a positivity kind of thought process. It's almost like any problem. So like
mad scientist.
Like Bill Gates and the water, like in those third world countries where they are converting like, dirty water into clean water and different things like that, so that these people can have like just basic like life stuff, like clean water. Everybody should be able to have clean water on this planet kind of thing, but if you think that nearly any problem can be overcome, I mean, that's heavy. That's not heavy, but
not only does he,
it's like if you have
really
that
believe it ain't no
that's a belief.
Delusion, or it's for real.
No, because I'm going to invent something that's going to make it to where.
Yeah, I done already solve some problems.
Is your phone close? Or is it my phone? It's like.
It might have been.
Somebody's about to break this up.
Yeah, but look up those people.
So and that was before he even went to high school.
No, he a bad boy. I'm telling you.
He went to MIT.
No, he bad boy. Like those people, I look at the Neil deGrasse Tyson, the Michio Kaku's, them, the Elon Musk, and I listen to like how they try to navigate us on into the future, like some other some possibilities.
He took all in his first year of college. He took all of the computer programming courses, 8 or 9, MIT offered in his first year and a half.
Now this MIT.
So why is that? Like he is like, I got to get this thing going.
His brain is wired like
different.
Yeah.
No.
What I'm saying is like he really values like education and helping.
He started a company his second year in college.
See, he ain't doing that for.
This wasn't for show. This was in 1968.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. He
started his first company. They used a computer program to match high school students with colleges.
That's what I'm saying. When he get to talking
and that's for the masses. That's not for certain people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not doing that just to create so he can be a superhuman or he can have.
He sold his company.
He's doing this for humanity.
Yeah, he sold his company at the time for $100,000. In 2023's time, it would have been worth $876,000 plus royalties. In 1974, he founded Kurzweil Computer Products that led to the development of the first OmniFont optical character recognition system, a computer program capable of recognizing text written in any normal font. Wow.
Nah, he bad. And he talks about like all of that, like that nanotechnology, and you can eat something that'll recreate your organs and all that, and that little head. So like when you look at him, and then it's gonna show you these different people he said interviewed and stuff like that. Then one thing leads to another. Then you start seeing like these people behind the scenes that are creating this.
So he sold his company. He sold his company to Xerox, where it was first known as the Xerox Imaging Systems, and then later Scansoft. But he was a consultant and then visioneer.
You intrigued with that dude? Like,
well, I'm just intrigued in learning anyway, so that's just another form of learning.
You need to look him up. Like he think the humans can live forever. Like he's thinking
educational system. He started an educational system, Kurzweil Educational Systems, in 1996 to develop new pattern recognition based computer technologies to help people with disabilities such as blindness, dyslexia, ADHD in school.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, he's been helping people like blind people, like Stevie Wonder teamed up with him many years ago. But he's helping, like he's always, it seemed like from his start in life, like wanted to invent something to help the next person. Now everybody,
like
humanity, because it's like, why can't everybody? So just this kid with a learning disability that no kid left behind, maybe that kid don't have to be left behind. Maybe there's something
they gotta find their niche.
Because it's not like this kid is dumb, even though they may treat you as like you're dumb or like you're less than, but you're not. Like, I don't believe that. I believe that everybody is different and special in their own unique way. It just takes some time to find what that is. And just because this kid is nonverbal don't mean they're not a brilliant genius.
Yeah, okay.
And that's just my beliefs.
No, I've seen that.
I mean,
I've seen that, like some geniuses, they're actually geniuses, but they might use more of their brain than that other person, and it makes them shut off from.
Yeah.
And they seem,
I mean, you can be, because there's a lot of people, a lot of kids, or I'll just say people, there's a lot of people that may have been like autistic, and they say on the spectrum, but they're high function. Like,
and they can play every instrument. They can get on the piano. They never been taught, and they can,
and I've seen that.
Trumpet and
they can read music, interpret it, make it, hear it one time.
Yeah, and just
and then recreate it. And then you got a kid, my kid or something is in music for 10 years is still playing chopsticks. Like, what?
No, for real.
It does take. And not saying that teachers have the time to just take those kids, and some of those kids go to like special schools for gifted, or they have 5 students in a class where, so yes, there's a lot of different things, but like this guy, for example, he wants to make it to where that is accessible to all and not just people who maybe can afford it or can go to those schools. Like everybody should be able to read.
They'll like it when they look him up and they'll see like, dude, meaning me. Yeah. I ain't just talking crazy. Like this is stuff that's in the
So like future. I never heard of this guy. Now I heard of the technology from other scientists like him that he probably is friends with probably. So I know about a lot of this nanotechnology, but for somebody like, I never heard of this particular guy before he introduced him to me. So then I'm like, okay, now this guy's in my brain. So then I can go read about other books and stuff. So then, so it's really like, you don't have to always, like I tell my kids, you have a whole computer in your hand. Knowledge is free, period. Yeah. I don't care about it ain't about like going to the best schools. Like you can learn something if you want to learn something. Just like they show you all the different like TikToks and all the funny stuff. Like you can like take that out and like Google somebody And then they can take you to a book. They can take you to a site that you can like read the book, like Kindle or something. You don't have to have a car to access Kindle because your parents buying you them expensive shoes or jeans. So no, I want a Kindle subscription or whatever. Then you can just buy books or read them for free because they have a bunch of books on there for free. So it's like you have no excuse with me.
Me neither.
Because
if you saying that you won't.
Education is free. Knowledge, I tell my kids all the time, knowledge is free. I tell patients that knowledge is free. Don't say you can't, because you can. Like, you have a whole system. Like, you're a walking computer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I want them to merge that technology with me.
So that you can. So what is it something, what do you want to give back to society? Is it what you're saying? Like, you want to be able to. I
want to be a superhuman.
You want to be limitless.
I want to be a super like that. If they was able, to
you think he's like a superhuman? Because
really, you kind of with that phone.
Like you're a superhuman.
You. So say back in the day.
Okay.
I don't know when, but I don't know. We're just saying the 30s, 40s or 50s.
Okay.
Just your kids probably got more information.
Oh, so like if one of our kids were jolted back then or something?
Vice president, probably a governor, probably not the president, but like a governor or some of a state. They didn't have the information like they would have to like mail.
They didn't have real time. They had telegrams or they had to type a letter or write a letter.
You can go on and that right there.
Postage.
Like if it's like how you were just
talking,
how we were just talking about like the population and this, that.
Yeah.
See, you ain't gotta go do no census and that. You can go straight on that computer and be like,
right.
Click.
Whereas before you would have to have like a census book or go to the library or whatever or buy a book.
Yeah. Now, like you said, I'm
gonna fact check that right now.
Big map
to
get across the Murfreesboro somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have to go buy a map. The map is free right here.
They didn't have that technology.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we actually going into a different age. So when people think the end of the world coming and all that, like, nah, we just finna go into a different age of technology to where
we're not gonna be able to control the information because the information is going to be available for everyone.
That's what I'm saying. So that makes you, so that's what Elon Musk was
so
talking about.
That's hard for some people who are in those powerful type positions where for so long the people before them dictated who knew what. And that can go back to secret societies or whatever.
Dictate it a little bit.
Yeah, because you're not going to always be able to be in the room of some of those groups of people.
The algorithm of social media, like
the algorithm of life.
It's like depression is at an all-time high since social media been created. Like they did studies on that.
Oh, they've been doing studies since.
So they kind of like programmed those social media things.
I did a whole speech about that.
So they kind of in control a little bit.
Yeah, I did a whole speech about that.
Did you?
Yes.
So that's bad.
The blue lights, it is a conditioned thing. So when you wake up and the first thing you do is click on your phone, like to open it. That is a conditioned thing. When you hear your email, if you have notifications for your email or whatever, that does something to your brain. It's a reward system. It's a dopamine hit.
That's crazy.
So when you not lose your phone, if you don't have your phone, like he was saying earlier, like if you leave your phone, but you're already like an hour, away from your home, and it's like, shoot, I just have to leave it for the day. Your anxiety is going to be up all day. Why? Like, it's because if your kids, like say you call your kids and say, hey, I left my phone at home, so call me at my work desk or whatever, your anxiety is still going to be up because we're so conditioned to having our phone and having that like gratification, that right now gratification, that it's just really hard for people to just pull away from. Yeah.
So like when you have that little stuff like that happen where Microsoft had to reboot or something.
Oh yeah, the system-wide reboot.
Yeah, but solar flood come and knock out a bunch of lights or knock out your phone or something like that.
So if you are not okay with sitting by yourself or with yourself or just being alone, not like if you can go without social media for a day or not pick, read a book or just enjoy like in the moment kind of things, like not technology or whatever, then you might just want to be like a behavioral kind of thing and just try to do it like little by little.
I would.
Because you'll find.
I would purge myself off of that.
And it's hard. It's hard for some people. If you're so, like, I don't be on my phone. Like, I don't be answering my phone all the time. Like, I don't be having my phone with me because I try to purposely not have it attached at the hip. So when somebody's like, I didn't get your message, oh, come on now. Like, this person had a phone like this the whole time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to have that. Like, I would rather read a book. Like, I don't have to be on my phone to read a book either. Sometimes I'll literally go buy a book because I like the feel of books. Not necessarily all of my books, but I mean, it is. Some people are like obsessed, addicted. I mean, it's all the same with your phone.
All right, so look.
On the next episode of...
Right, so...
If we're not y'all gonna have any
comments, if y'all have any comments below about
comments,
the way
questions,
I
concerns,
look at certain things, because I know y'all gonna be like, oh, that dude don't believe in God, or this, that, and other, or
it's okay.
Write comments below.
It's okay if you don't believe in God.
I do though.
No, I'm saying to anybody, it's okay if I don't. I do.
Yeah,
and I'm spiritual. I'm more so spiritual than I say religious. If currently.
Yeah, I'm for sure spiritual.
Because churches, the dogmatic doctrine of churches can mess people up.
Yeah,
I'll just say
for
that.
Sure on the spiritual path. But if y'all have any like comments down below the way y'all want me or my sister to like elaborate more on anything that I can, Anunnaki, the Emerald Tablets, Christianity,
because
the Sumerian texts. I mean, I done like for real, have studied that. I'm making a long story short when I try to come up this the conclusion,
because it is a lot, especially when you talk about the evolution of life.
Yeah, I
and things like that.
Something. I didn't just pick something.
Yeah.
This is something that I like. This seems like it works.
The laws of the universe.
And I've applied principles. And those principles.
And people live by those principles.
Yeah, and I've applied them. And I want the ones that I've learned so far. I can tell there's plenty more I need to learn. But the ones I've learned so far have gotten me the results that I know. And I've had evidence that those principles do work. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think
the law of the divine oneness. Like the law of the divine oneness. Like everything that people do as a whole affects everybody as a whole.
We all are connected. We all, I feel like, come from essential.
I do too.
An essential consciousness.
And so that's when people say
insects and everything.
Yeah. So when people say we want to raise your consciousness, like the consciousness of like the people of the world, what they mean is if everybody stops treating people horribly, or they say racism, whatever. If you raise your level of consciousness to a more positive one so that everybody can get along, it's going to affect the whole, because we're all energetic beings.
And that's why the choices to me is important. That's why the choices are important.
Yeah.
Because, okay, if you raise your level of consciousness, okay, now when you get to this level, are you still, I'm going to throw this at you.
Right.
Are you still going to
What Sims, what character you going to do? That's why it's called The Sims. It's
like, what are you, So now that's why I said,
I have free will. You do.
Yeah, the Bible.
But is it for you or for self, or is it for the greater good of all?